All right, let's dive in. Today we're talking about the solemnity of Christ the King. And the whole idea, the thing that makes it so different, is that his kingship isn't defined by power or force like we're used to. It's built on something totally opposite, mercy and sacrifice.
So, when you hear the word king, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Yeah, you're probably picturing crowns, thrones, huge armies, power, all that stuff, right? We've got this set image of what a ruler is supposed to look and act like. But the kingship we're exploring today is going to turn all of that on its head.
And this is where things get really fascinating. Just look at the contrast here. Where the world says you need force to be strong, Christ's kingdom is all about forgiveness. Where earthly kings want domination, Christ shows us humility. And instead of chasing raw power, his entire reign is defined by this radical, sacrificial love. It's a completely upside-down way of thinking about authority.
Okay, so you might be asking, where did this totally different idea of a king even come from? Well, to really get it, we need to trace the breadcrumbs back through Scripture, starting way back in the Old Testament and seeing how it expands into something, well, cosmic.
And this timeline, it really lays it all out for us. See, it starts small, on earth, with David, a simple shepherd boy, anointed king in Hebron. And he's like a foreshadowing of the great shepherd king to come. Then, centuries later, St. Paul just blows the doors off the whole concept. He says Christ isn't just a king of one nation, he's the king of the entire cosmos. And it all comes to a head in the most shocking place imaginable, Calvary, where Christ takes his throne on a cross.
Let's just sit with this quote for a second. This isn't just pretty poetry, you guys. This is a massive statement about his authority. Paul is saying Christ's kingship isn't just some fancy title. He's the actual blueprint for all of creation, the very glue that holds existence together. I mean, the scale of this is just mind-blowing.
So if we break that down, what does it actually mean? Well, he's got these huge cosmic jobs. He's the head of the church, which is his body here on earth. He's the creator of everything we can see and everything we can't. He's the sustainer who literally keeps the universe from flying apart. And this is the most important one for us. He is the redeemer of all humanity. His rule is total. It touches every single part of reality.
And now we get to the absolute heart of the mystery. We've seen how huge and cosmic his kingdom is, but the biggest reveal, the most powerful moment, it happens when he seems the weakest. On a cross.
So get this, the cross, a symbol of torture and death, becomes his throne of glory. It's the ultimate paradox, right? It's from this place of giving everything away, of total self-gift, that Christ shows us what his kingdom is all about. He doesn't conquer by making others suffer, he conquers by taking it all on himself, out of pure love.
And right there, in the middle of all that agony, we hear this unbelievable plea from the good thief. It's not a demand. He's not trying to cut a deal. It's just this incredibly raw, honest prayer. He sees Jesus for who he is, a king, and just throws himself at his mercy. Honestly, it might be the most perfect prayer ever uttered.
And Jesus' response? Wow. Even while he's dying, he is acting like a king. He doesn't say, maybe, or I'll think about it. No, he issues a royal decree, a promise of salvation right now. With a single word of mercy, he opens the gates to his kingdom.
So if you take away one thing from that whole scene on the cross, it's this: mercy. That's the law of his kingdom. That's the Constitution. Forgiveness, compassion, this burning desire to save us. That's how he rules. Think about it. The very first citizen of his heavenly kingdom was a confessed criminal who just had the guts to ask.
Okay, so we've talked a lot of theology. It's fascinating stuff. But the real goal, the real challenge, is how do we bring this from our heads into our hearts? How do we actually make Christ the king of our lives for real?
You know what? Our roadmap is the good thief. His path is our path. It starts with just being honest about our own stuff, our own sin. Then it takes humility, dropping the pride and just surrendering. And finally, it's sealed by trust, really believing that he not only has the power to save us, but that he wants to.
And we can bring this right into the Mass, make it super concrete. So next time you're there at the offertory, try this. Consciously offer up your whole life, the good, the bad, the boring, and unite it to his sacrifice. Then, during the consecration, when he becomes truly present, just adore your King on his altar. And as you receive communion, let that be your moment to consciously invite Christ to come and reign completely in your heart.
All right, let's get real for a second. Just take a quiet moment and look at these words.
What's that one area of your life, that one little corner of your heart, where you're still trying to be king? Where have you not fully handed over the keys? Is it a fear you can't shake? A grudge you're holding on to? That nonstop anxiety? Just be honest with yourself.
And once you've named it, you don't need some long, complicated prayer. Just this. It's so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. In that specific place of struggle, just whisper in your heart, Jesus, King of my heart, rule here. Invite his gentle, powerful authority into that one space you've been trying so hard to control on your own.
And please remember this, you are never, ever doing this alone. At every single Mass, you are literally surrounded by the entire heavenly court, all the angels and saints, and they are right there next to you adoring the exact same King. You're part of this vast cosmic kingdom.
So we'll end with this question to take with you. If mercy is the law of his kingdom, if that's how our King rules, then how are you going to rule your day? In your own little kingdom, your family, your workplace, your friendships, how will you rule?